join me here in Monza. Looking forward to a great race tonight. Not too many people are racing tonight, unfortunately. We've only got a 13 driver grid, so hopefully we will still have some good racing around this high speed track, most of the lap spent with full throttle, of course. We're just following Simsy Danger. Unfortunately, Brumadinho can't race tonight because he is in Brazil. But just coming through at the Ascari chicane now, Simsy Danger. Simsy Danger leading the pack for now. Right now we do have Simsy Danger leading the championship with 200 points. Just behind him though is Scuderi Seb. That's 4-point gap. He's in second. Spaghetti Chips is 50 points behind with 144 points. And Drop B8 is fourth with 131 points, followed by Brumadinho on 125 and Wolschbert on 100. I'm just going to sort out the volume because it's currently very quiet. Anyway, let's get straight back into the race. Or qualifying session anyway. This is an 11 turn thrill ride. And there's the yellow flags in sector 3. Paul James retiring from the session there. Nearly going wide there is Simsy Danger, so that could affect his luck. Has it been invalidated? No, Simsy Danger pops up into second position, so DeLuca, the leader from League B, is now currently on provisional pole position. So let's see what he can pull out of the bag tonight. And that is a McLaren the wrong way round there. I think that was Prince Killer. Oh, and there was someone going off there. That was Prince Killer there. Not too good of a start to the session for him then. Heading through the Lesmos now. On down the long straight with the left-hand kink towards Ascari chicane. Let's see who hasn't set a lap yet. That's Crazy Crumbly. He's just about to cross the line. And that's going to put him up into 5th position. So that's not too bad. Not too bad. And short there. He's just coming out of Ascari chicane on towards Parabolica. Let's see what he can do here. The lap record held at this track then is 1:21.04, held by Rubens Barrichello. Scuderi Seb though almost 4 tenths ahead of DeLuca there with a 1:19.9, so short up into 8th position with that lap there. Spaghetti Chips last drive of the second lap. He's just come across the line now. So let's let him take us on a tour, heading towards Curva Grande here, which take us through to the second chicane. Kick of oversteer there from Spaghetti Chips. Heavy braking there at the 100-meter board, just get it nicely turned in, and then open it up on the exit towards the Lesmos. Bit of wheel spin there. Try and keep it as fast as you can through here, running lots of ballast as you can tell into the second Lesmos. And now on to the straight towards Ascari. There goes Harry Blues, moving out of the way. Just clipping the corner there and into Ascari. It's quite an early braking zone. It's about 100 meters. Just careful not to cut it too much, especially on the exit. Got to be really careful through that, and he's gone wide, so that may invalidate his lap. Now he's just going on to the final turn, turn 11, Parabolica. Very well renowned. Keeping it nice and tight so he can really maximise that speed on the exit, and he's only going to set a 121.7, so he's down into 10th position. And for some reason I can't go on to Joseph Burns. That was strange there. This is Philip Hodgson. He's not on a hot lap. Spaghetti Chips is not on a hot lap. It's Harry Blues. Harry Blues is on a hot lap. He's just heading into the second chicane now. A bit slow on the exit there. He's not really revving it too high. No, he's definitely not on a fast lap. So right now, nobody out on a fast lap. But that might all change. And we can just sit back and watch the drivers do their thing. So the change in elevation, it's only 13.2 meters around the circuit. The highest being between the highest being on the exit of Curva Grande, and the lowest being just as we hit the apex of Parabolica. But anyway, Philip Hodgson coming out. No, he's gone into the pits. DeLuca though, he's on another hot lap. Let's see what he can do here. That's a 120.305. He's got his ERS up into max. Let's see what we can do here into turn 1. Followed quickly by turn 2. Not too. Don't try and go too slow there. He was quite slow on the exit though. Simsy Danger there is just 1.5 tenths behind him. Through Curva Grande into the second chicane. Out onto the exit, into the first Lesmos. Very banked corner out. Getting a nice late apex there. Into the second Lesmos. Bit of oversteer there, but keeping it nice and tidy. Now onto the straight towards the Ascari chicane. Bringing it nice and tight there. Keeping it stable, and he's got the exit wonderfully down there. Now in towards the final turn, Parabolica. Let's see what he can do here. Could he take provisional pole position off Scuderia Seb? Of course, he is just a reserve driver from League B. I say that he is topping at their standings, I believe. The distance of the race tonight will be about 153 kilometres, with the circuit length being 5.8 kilometres. DeLuca going into the pits there though. This is Scuderia Seb. He's just going towards Parabolica now. He's not on a hot lap there. Simsy Danger on the other hand is, and he's heading towards Ascari now. Can he take it up onto that front row? Maybe even the first place on that front row. In towards Parabolica. Let's see what can be done here. There's a Toro Rosso just ahead of him. Now they're nearly cutting it right to the edge of their track limits there. Really pushing, and he's taken provisional pole position by almost a second there from Scuderia Seb. So this will be interesting during the race. Of course, the drivers are going to be running very low downforce. Scuderia Seb, though, on the other hand, is going through the Lesmos now. But he's not on a hot lap. I'm not sure what's happening there. But Joseph Burns, out of the blue, he's on second position. I was not expecting to see that today. Very slowly. That looked quite slow to me there through turn 1. Wolstrabert, though, he's heading down towards Ascari. What can he pull out of the bag here? The lap times are getting faster as we move on through the session. Simsy Danger on provisional pole position. Into Ascari, just 10 seconds to cross the line from now for Wolstrabert. What can you manage? Jeez, don't need that at 120.5. Will he improve? Really cutting it close to the edges of the track limits there. So 118 at 119 at 120, and he hasn't improved. He was about 0.04 of a second off there, unfortunately for him. Seems Danger not on a hot lap. None of the top drivers are, it appears. The Scooter Seb though, I say that, he's going through Curva Grande now. He's got his ERS up into mode 4. Not sure what, there it goes, up into mode 5. Into the second chicane. What can he pull out of the bag here? He's in third position. Joseph Burns really pulling one out of the bag here. Sorry I've been away so long. I've just had a lot of stuff to do, but at least I'm back now, and that's quite good. So I'm a bit off today on my commentary, but hopefully that can improve as we go on throughout the session, especially throughout the race. I'm going to have to be on my toes, keep my wits about me, because things always happen at turn 1, and just keeping on top of it is quite difficult. Drop It has joined the session though, so that's going to mean 14 drivers hopefully for the start of the race. Through Parabolica, the top 2 in the championship, just 6 points between them. Whoever wins this race will take the championship further away, but he's not managed to take that position away from Simply Danger just yet, unfortunately for him. And now he is slowing down. DeLuca though, he's doing quite well, considering no traction control is allowed in this league, and only traction control isn't allowed in this league, but traction control is allowed in the other league, in League B. Through Parabolica on to the long main straight. What can we see here? No, he goes into the pit lane, so it's clearly not worked out for him too well. Philip Hogston though is on a hot lap, and let's see what he can manage here. And he's in 5th position, so not sure if there was any improvement there. Spaghetti Chips though, oh, getting a kick of oversteer there. That could have been very bad. He's definitely not on a hot lap just yet. Actually, in fact, he might be. We'll watch Spaghetti Chips for now, see what he can do here. On through to Parabolica. He's got 10 seconds to cross the line. He's down in 10th position. Can he improve on that time now? He is wearing the soft tyres, so potentially a different strategy here, and he moves up into 5th position on the soft tyres, so that strategy might work out for him tonight. Prince Killer not on a hot lap just now. Trying to find someone out on a hot lap. It doesn't look like there is anyone, although no, he's just on an out lap. No, there doesn't seem to be anyone out just yet. But watch Harry please, because he's on a hot lap. He's on his super soft. No, he's about to go on a hot lap anyway. Through Parabolica onto the main straight. We got a nice helicopter camera angle for this Renault. In towards the first turn, then heavy braking zone. This might see a massive pile up. Hopefully no one does Marcus Ericsson today, although I'm not sure the game is capable of running that kind of accident. But anyway, we've just gone through Curva Grande with Harry Blues. He's decided to go on some super softs today. Those softs not really working out for him on the strategy he was hoping to go with, unlike Spaghetti Chips. Through Lesmos. into the second chicane. No, that was even... Yeah, I believe that was the second chicane. No, that was actually Scary, sorry about that. And onto the main straight, he's going to remain in that position for now. Back up to the top though, Joseph Burns and DeLuca are both out. Not quite yet on hot laps, but they will be soon. Harry Blue's not doing as well as he'd hope, I don't think. We'll have to wait and see though. I think someone's just gone off behind Harry Blues. I'm not sure about that though. Looked like a spurt of dust to me. Spaghetti Chips then happy with that position he's got. Fretty though climbing up into 4th position, so that's going to knock DeLuca down a position. Simsy Danger just trying to increase that lead he has right now. And Fretty is happy with that. That is the checkered flag for the session now. DeLuca, what can he do here? He's on his hot lap. He's going to try and pull something out of the back here, I reckon. Ascari, he's cut the corner ever so slightly there. I'm not sure if that's going to... that's going to affect anything. Sorry about the boring commentary so far. Hopefully it will improve as the race goes on. We've got much to look forward here. DeLuca climbing up into 4th position then. So he's going to maintain that spot on the 2nd row. Just coming out of Ascari here is Shaw. What can he do here? Not Ascari, Parabolica even. He's going to come across the line. He's not going to improve though. And it looks like that is the end of the session. And now we can wait for the start of the Grand Prix. Simsy Danger really doing well today. He's held on to that pole position. And now the qualifying order is as follows. Just wait for it to load actually. So the qualifying order is as follows. Simsy Danger on pole with a 1:19.1, half a second ahead of Scuderia Seb, followed by Joseph Burns, DeLuca, Fretty, Walshbert, Spaghetti Chips, Philip Hogston, Crazy Crumpet, Short, Harry Blues and Prince Killer, with Paul James unfortunately not able to set a lap. Now then we can move on into the next 153 kilometers of racing. As just 10 seconds before we get out onto the track for the formation lap, just a second between the top 6 and 2 seconds between all of the drivers. A nice picture of the chicane there. Now the drivers choosing their setups and just refining their setups and preparing for the race now. What will the strategies be today? Of course, Spaghetti Chips starting on the soft tyres. The only driver actually starting on the soft tyres this evening. Whilst I think all of the other drivers, unless they qualified outside the top 10, will be on those super softs that they qualified on. Right then, that is the qualifying session over and the race just about to begin. Let's get our telemetry ready as we follow Simsy Danger on towards the first turn, which of course in a couple minutes time could lead to carnage, but will hopefully be an exciting race. Let's hope there's not crashing anyway, fingers crossed. We've got 14 drivers, and I say that Philip Hodgson and Crazy Crumpet collide and get disqualified from the formation lap. Warming up their tyres, got to get the brakes up to the optimum temperature as well. Of course, it's quite a long run from the start of the grid to turn 1, so I have to be very wary of that. Scooter SF getting quite close to the rear of Simsy Danger. Just a few more turns to go before the 5 red lights. Joseph Burns really pulling something out of the bag to get on to 3rd position today. Let's see if he can maintain that and get a podium position for the end of the race. Just getting those brakes up to temperature because they won't be able to keep them warm for long after they go past Ascari, once the AI takes over. Now then, on towards the grid, we have Simsy Danger lining up, leading the pack of 14 drivers today. We have Crazy Crumpet and Philip Hodgson just there at the back. Now then, how long will he be held? It's at 9. So just about 5 seconds then. And we're going to find a good position to watch the start, I think. Spaghetti Chets are going to watch it from his angle. It's 5 red lights. And away we go here in Monza. Not too much going on there. At the back, there's been a collision, though. That is short all over the track. And that's Crazy Crumpet into the barrier. He's dropped down to last. Can we see anything? There goes DeLuca down the inside. He's going to have the outside. There's the Red Bull trying to squeeze it past Joseph Burns. They're going to go side by side into Curva Grande. What can Fretti do here? Joseph Burns just dropping behind DeLuca there. What's going on further down the grid? And that is Prince Killer off the track. Oh, and that's Paul James out of the session. Not having a great qualifying session or race, to be honest. Spaghetti Chips. Oh, and there's a bit of crash. That's Fretti going very slowly. Has that affected Spaghetti Chips at all? Potentially. Now Spaghetti Chips is going to go side by side with Wilshenbert. Wilshenbert's going to get the upper hand, but can Spaghetti Chips get the inside line for the second Lesmos? It looks like he has. Now he's travelling towards the second chicane. Dropier is behind Spaghetti Chips. There's a big battle going on here. Harry Blues trying to get past Wilshenbert. He's going down the outside. Wilshenbert's going to try and go down the inside of Dropier into Ascari chicane. They both go wide. And I'm not sure. Yeah, Wilshenbert just keeping ahead of Harry Blues there. Short just going side by side with Harry Blues into Parabolica. What will happen here? Into the braking zone. Can he get the switchback maneuver? There's Harry Blues trying to go down the inside of Wilshenbert, actually. Simsy Danger setting the fastest lap so far. Of course, the first one to cross the line. Not much change between the top two, although DeLuca and Joseph Burns did swap positions at the start. Now Harry Blues on Wilshenbert. He's going to have the slipstream and ERS. DRS, of course, not enabled quite yet. Looks like we're going to have a dry session today, and he goes very deep, almost locking up there, Harry Blues. And he's gone across the curb, and he's not going to be able to gain a position now. I don't think that was a bit of a risky manoeuvre. Just braking a bit too late. Now Fretti on Joseph Burns through Curva Grande, I think, in towards the second chicane. And Joseph Burns just gets that tucked down the inside. Joseph Burns losing 1 position. Oh, and Joseph Burns has gone wide, which means Fretti is going to be given the opportunity to go around the outside here towards Ascari. Prince Killer has left the session. He's crashed out of the race as well. And that is Joseph Burns. He's going to slot in behind Fretti for now. He'll try and find somewhere to re-overtake along the main straight, most likely. Further back, though, we have a massive battle going on here. We have Dropier trying to look down the outside of Spaghetti Chips. Will he move that to the inside? Yes, he does. He takes a sniff of the inside of the Toro Rosso. Not anything there, though. Back up, Joseph Burns is still very close to Fretty. DRS has been enabled. He's got his ERS. He doesn't have DRS quite yet, but that's going to change very soon unless he gets this position, because he has got the slipstream. He's got his ERS into overtake mode. He's going to go to the outside. Fretty keeping it defensive inside line as they go side by side into the first turn. That's a Wolfstrabert going really deep there, and there's been a crash, and that Spaghetti shits the wrong way round, and that's not good for his race at all. That is extremely unfortunate for Spaghetti Chips, and that's a 5-second stop-go penalty for corner cutting. So that is very strict on him, but not much error. I'm not too sure what happened in that incident just there. But here comes Harry Blues down the inside of short. Nothing quite there. Quite tight through that turn, though. Not many lines you can take through there. And there's Harry Blues slow on the exit, which leaves him vulnerable to Wolfstrabert. And Wolfstrabert has got Philip Hogston really close on his tail. Philip Hogston's going to go side by side into Lesmos. And Wolfstrabert has got it, given up that position. That's Wolfstrabert off the track, and that's major front wing damage for him. Spaghetti Chip's going to go past him there. That's extremely unfortunate. Joseph Burns just reclaiming that position off Fretty. Will he be able to maintain that now? Because Fretty is going to look to the outside, I think, into Parabolica. They both got ERS in modes 3 and 2. Trying to go for the switchback maneuver. He's going to have a faster exit. Can he keep it tight? Joseph Burns just staying ahead there. And it looks like Joseph Burns... no, Fretty's going to have the DRS. They're going to go side by side. And it looks like Fretty's going to be ahead by the time that the first chicane rolls around. So Joseph Burns is just going to try and swap positions with him there. Nothing quite. But here comes Harry Blues on the outside of Short. Short locks up. Not going too deep there, though. So he's just managed to keep that position. Almost a bit of argy-bargy there. And that is Harry Blues clipping the gravel, and that sent him off the track. Just unbalancing his car, which is really not going to help him. Joseph Burns going down the outside of Fretty into the second chicane. And he's just about reclaiming that position. Fretty goes wide onto the gravel, which is going to really leave him vulnerable to Dropier. Dropier starting from the back of the grid. He's up 8 positions since the start of the race. We're already on lap 4 of 27 here. This is Philip Hogston then. Not too much going on for him. Dropier on Fretty. That is the closest battle so far. Crazy Crumpet overtaking Wolfstrabert, so I did not even notice that. They both get oversteer. Now Wolfstrabert is going to try and go down the inside into Curva Grande of Crazy Crumpet. They're side by side. What can happen here? They're so close into the chicane, and it looks like Wolfstrabert has taken that position. Although Crazy Crumpet going down the inside, and he's just managed to hold on to that position for now. Wolfstrabert, though, yeah, he's given up that position now as they go into Lesmos, and that's Wolfstrabert wide again, almost going into the barrier, but not quite there. That would be very unfortunate if that was the second time. Now down the inside into the first chicane. He does get left the room by Joseph Burns. He tries to go for the switchback maneuver, just not having the traction he wanted there on the exit. He bogged down a bit there, so that's not great news for him. Harry Blues losing time on Crazy Crumpet now. Crazy Crumpet having Wolfstrabert having a very bad race, and down the inside of Fretty goes Joseph Burns. Joseph Burns just holding on to that position. Fretty gets the better exit though into Lesmos. They're going to be side by side. He's got his nose in, so he's going to have to get left the room there. He clips the curb, and that's just sent his car around. That could have gone very badly there. Now Dropier's joined the party. He's going to go down the outside into the DRS straight. He has DRS. They both have DRS actually. Side by side into Ascari. Could it be 3 wide? I don't think so. Although down the inside, Fretty really sending it. Dropier not managing to find anything there. They're in a massive train here. They're so close. Dropier behind Fretty, who is behind Joseph Burns. Joseph Burns, and it's going to be 3 wide into Ascari, into Parabolica. Not quite. Fretty not finding the room around Dropier, around Joseph Burns just yet. And there goes the Williams a bit wide there. I think I saw a Williams there for some reason. Now they're going to go 2 wide, the top 2. Almost 3 wide actually into the first chicane. Joseph Burns just not finding any room there, and that looks like the Sauber has taken that first position to Dropier, making those 2 positions. Although he's not going to have a good exit. Fretty's going to try and capitalise on that. Joseph Burns not doing too well. He's boxed in a bit there. Although he has got the better exit through Curva Grande, nearly touching with Dropier, nearly pitted him round there. And that could have ended very badly for both of them. And there's contact between Droppier and Fretty, but Droppier just hanging in front of Fretty for now. Fretty's trying to keep ahead of Droppier. Not sure how long that will last though. Back down the bottom, Wolfsburg and Crazy Crumpet is still battling. This battle has actually been very entertaining so far. Although I think we're going to have to hop up back to this battle. On the exit of Ascari, Fretty goes right now into Parabolica. Droppier is quite far away. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get anything here. But onto the main straight, he might have something. It all depends what line they take through here and how much speed they can carry. Joseph Burns goes wide though, which is going to leave a window of opportunity for Droppier. If he can keep within a second, he's going to have DRS. There he goes across the line to activate it there. He's gaining, you can see from that helicopter angle. In towards the first turn, he's going to take a sniff of the inside, but he's nowhere near close enough there. Bit of a front right lock up there. Joseph Burns really bogging down in the middle of that. Although Droppier not having the best exit through there, which is going to compromise him ever so slightly. Fretty was pretty much exactly a moment ago behind Droppier. But anyway, let's find some more battles. All spaghetti chips around the outside of Philip Hogston. They go side by side through Curva Grande into the chicane. Spaghetti chips is going to have the inside for the first part, but Philip Hogston, he's just going to concede that position now. Joseph Burns on Droppier though, they're so close. Droppier just hanging it in front for now. Joseph Burns, he's dropped down 2 positions. Droppier having an absolute amazing start. He's up 10 positions, 20 laps to go there. So of course we have got strategies to come into play. Down the inside of Ascari, Joseph Burns taking a peek, but he's lost out on the braking there, just trying to avoid contact with Droppier, which is fair enough for him when they're so close to the top range of the points. Philip Hogston on spaghetti chips though on the exit of Ascari. What will happen here? Into Parabolica. We're going to hop up to Joseph Burns and Droppier again. Joseph Burns tapping the grass. That's not going to affect him too badly, it doesn't look like. Although onto the main straight, he's got the DRS. He's really got an exit there. He's got his ERS all the way up into mode 4. And he's just breezed past him there. And that's Fretty going into the pit lane there. Droppier's going to look to the inside, but he's not close enough to make a move there. And that's Crazy Crumpet out of the session. Really unfortunate there. Fortunately, I didn't get to see what happened there. I'm not sure where he's gone off. That has not gone well for him at all. Droppier though, he's on Joseph Burns through Curva Grande. He's got a better exit. But into the next chicane, he's not going to find anywhere there. Into Lesmos. I'm not sure we're going to see anything through Lesmos, although I might be wrong there. Because Droppier is trying to find somewhere through here. He's going to take a later apex, which means he's going to have a faster exit into the second Lesmos. He takes a peek. There looks like a front wing mirror for some reason on the track. But he's got the better exit on Joseph Burns. He's going to go around the outside of the straight. He's got DRS, so that means he's going to have to... Joseph Burns is going to concede that position into Ascari. Nothing quite there, but out of Ascari towards Parabolica, we might see something again here. They've both got a fair amount of DRS, but they don't seem to be utilising it too much, although Droppier has got it up into mode 3, Joseph Burns only into mode 2, although the slipstream is kind of counterbalancing that. Joseph Burns takes an earlier apex and Droppier into Parabolica, which means Droppier is going to have a much better exit. And he's going to leave Joseph Burns way out of contention there. That DRS is good, but I don't think it's good enough because they just get towards that first turn oh so quickly. Massive lock up there from Droppier though. He's not going to be wanting that for his tyres. We're already 35% of our way through this Grand Prix. Droppier really losing time to Joseph Burns through Curva Grande into the second chicane. What can we see here? There's yellow flags. Wolfsburg's out of the session. There's lock up from the Red Bull, but the Red Bull keeps it ahead. So Wolfsburg crashing out. So there's only 10 drivers left. So they just need to finish to end up in the points. In fact, without DeLuca actually, they wouldn't even need to because he is only a reserve driver. I'm not sure if there's anyone else. Oh, there was a bit of a moment there from Short in the background. And around the outside goes Droppier. Joseph Burns is going to have to concede that position. Crazy Crumpet leaving the session after his earlier retirement, unfortunately. But they're still ever so close. They've both got ERS on mode 2. And I think Joseph Burns is requesting a front wing change. I'm not sure what that means, although that might mean there's some damage to this car. I'm not sure what the green spanner means actually. There's someone in the pit lane there. That's the top two in the pit lane, Cincy Danger and DeLuca. Spaghetti Chips going into the pit lane, but Joseph Burns goes down the inside into turn one of Drop and he's got that position for now. These two battling excellently, but they're probably both going to pit here, so that will be interesting to see what happens here. And we're just going to watch a pit stop here from short, pitting on the softs. They can mediums actually, and it's really laggy, so I'm not too sure what's going on there. Joseph Burns is quite far behind Scooter SF. Scooter SF hasn't pitted yet, but we're going to drop back down to this battle between Tropier and Joseph Burns. These two drivers battling ferociously throughout the course of the Grand Prix so far. Tropier has his DRS. He's going to go to the outside in towards Ascari. He'll probably have the position. In fact, they're going to go side by side into Ascari. Joseph Burns just holding it ahead actually. So Dropier is not going to find anything there, although Dropier moves to the outside. He's got a much better run out of the Ascari chicane into Parabolic. He's going to go defensively to the inside, almost side by side there. Spaghetti Chips in the background. He might join the party soon, but Dropier has got that position, and he might have the DRS to defend it as well. Not sure, because Joseph Burns... Oh no, Joseph Burns pulling into the pits there. Spaghetti Chips, of course, staying out on his softs. They can clearly make it. I would say Spaghetti Chips will probably pit around lap 15. I think Dropier may be on his final lap here because we've got Scooter Seb also in the pit lane. Joseph Burns, bit weird there. The pits being very peculiar today. And onto the mediums it looks like for Hairy Blues. So maybe the softs to super softs might not work with the amount of tyre wear we're getting today. Have to see what Spaghetti Chips does. Not sure how worn his tyres are, but yeah, loads of people are going on to the medium, so Spaghetti Chips might have compromised his strategy by going on to the soft, and there's a bit of oversteer there, so his tyres might be going quite soon. Although at the bottom, Philip Hogston and Harry Blues battling it out on track through Curva Grande into the second chicane. Philip Hogston trying to find somewhere through in his Mercedes. That nose not finding anywhere to pry itself into. Although into the Lesmos we might see something here. They're so close. Just 2/10 between them. Into the second Lesmos. Nothing quite there, but onto the DRS straight. Could we see something here? Dropier hasn't actually gone into the pits yet. I thought he would go into pits. Oh no, he has gone into the pits even. But Philip Hogston and Harry Blues into Ascari, nothing quite there. Touching the grass from Harry Blues. Spaghetti Chips now leading the race. Oh, that was a moment and a half from Harry Blues. Really going to the outside there. And Philip Hogston's going to try and get any nudge of slipstream he can to help him into Ascari. Harry Blues taking a later apex. He's actually gone slightly wide, which could compromise him. Let's see what Philip Hogston can do here. He'll have DRS. He's going to activate it. We're just missing out on the battle between Fretty and Joseph Burns, but they're so close here. He takes a sniff to the inside. Oh, he's not going to find anything. Ah, there's a massive lockup, but there's contact, and that's front wing damage for Philip Hogston. That's extremely unfortunate. But Fretty and Joseph Burns, they're battling out as well, and I really don't want to miss this battle because that's potentially for the podium. If Joseph Burns can get ahead, that's 3-second time penalty from Fretty. They've both pitted actually, so that's interesting. Oh, I believe they both pitted. So this is giving Dropier a massive window of opportunity, but in towards Ascari. It's going to go down the inside, Joseph Burns. Yeah, but this is giving Dropier lots of big window to keep ahead of him. So everyone has pitted apart from Spaghetti Chips, and Scooter SF second to fast. Sims Danger will be second to fastest lap with a 1:22.297. So it looks like Scooter SF thinks he can manage it on the soft. So if he can get that pace, he might be able to catch up to Sims Danger. Although that is 6 seconds, he's going to have to manage. So we'll have to watch out for that battle. But here comes the DRS. Fretty moving really defensively to the inside to try and break the toe. but they go side by side into the first chicane. There's contact, and that's going to send Joseph Burns in the Red Bull across the bumps. But I think Fretty did have to give up at that point. That was getting a bit ridiculous. Although Joseph Burns did go a bit too hot-headedly into there. Drop 8 is now 2 and a bit seconds ahead of Joseph Burns. So that gap, I believe Joseph Burns is maybe even in front before they both pitted. So Drop 8 really has capitalised by coming out ahead of Fretty during the pit stop phase. Philip Hogston is pitting now. Unfortunately, after that incident there was some serious front wing damage. So of course that was inevitable. We can just see Drop 8 going through the chicane there before Joseph Burns. So these two battling. Could they catch up? I'm not sure. There's a lot of particulates in the air for some reason on the screen. Bit weird, but quite a nice little detail. You've seen like leaves blowing around on the track as well. Can Ferrari secure a home win today though? Here in Italy. Simsy Danger much faster than any other driver on the track actually. And he is 1 minute 4 ahead of Spaghetti Chips is 1 minute 4 ahead of Philip Hogston, so I think Philip Hogston might be lapped at this rate. We're past halfway through the Grand Prix now. What can be managed here? We're in a bit of a lull in the action anyway. Unfortunately, we do only have 10 drivers on the track right now. Fretty trying to get back at the Red Bull, but he's not really finding the pace here. And I'll be right back. Fretty is catching up to back me up 9 hundredths of a second before I left, and that Spaghetti Chips just getting overtaken by Simsy Danger there. In all fairness, that was inevitable, but going on to the mediums may be a bad call because Spag has managed to stretch his softs right up to lap 15, and we know the super softs can last about 10 to 12 laps before they pit. So yes, Spaghetti Chips is looking like he's taking a line into the pits. Yeah, there he goes. And we're going to watch his pit stop now. See the Mercedes AMG SLS safety car at the beginning of the pit lane. Spaghetti Chips serving his 5-second time penalty actually. I forgot about that, so that's going to compromise him, but although he is going on to the super soft, so he may be able to reclaim some time there. And he's really dropping down the order. He's down to 7th now. Actually 8th. Although he's come out not too far behind short. He's really warming up those tyres on the pit exit. It is quite unfortunate that we don't have that many races tonight. If you're new to this league, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also share the channel to bring more exciting races. And also to expand the league, because the more league, the more races, and the better it is for everyone. Also, if you're wondering who I am, I'm Barless. You can go ahead and subscribe. The Spaghetti Chips has got the DRS on short into a Scarry. Can we see anything here? Not quite close enough. But Spaghetti Chips braking later and less than short, it looked like through there. Onto the straight towards Parabolica. And short, losing loads of time into the braking zone. Spaghetti Chips is going to try and find somewhere past short. He has got newer and also grippier tyres, Spaghetti Chips, compared to short. 2 grades softer. It looks like short's lagging a lot. He's not got great connections. That's not going to be good for Spaghetti Chips. Though short trying to defend, he's tapped the back of Spaghetti Chips, just about keeping it in there. Wilshbert did apologise for crashing into Spaghetti Chips, which is nice to see. Now then, doesn't look like we're going to see anything here, but that might all change. Yeah, unfortunately I've been away quite recently, but I'm back now and hopefully that's going to be good. I should be able to commentate next week, although that might change. It depends what happens. But I should be free the next few weeks. So hopefully I can stay and commentate the OG League A, which I haven't been able to do recently, which is really unfortunate. I don't think I've commentated since the United Kingdom Great Britain Grand Prix, which was about 4 rounds ago now. Unfortunately I missed Spaghetti Chips' win. This is the man who won it here, not here, won at Hungary, and I also missed the Grand Prix at Belgium, although I think lots of drivers missed out Belgium. A bit like today, I'm not too sure why. It's quite unfortunate, but hopefully we can have some great racing in the weeks to come, because we've got quite some interesting tracks coming up soon on the calendar. The second half of the season may seem boring to some people because the results are almost always planned out, but this title battle is so close. There's just 6 points in it between Scuderia and Simsy. Whoever wins this race will take the lead. Simsy is 6 points ahead with 200 points. Scuderia Seb's just on 194. If Scuderia can catch up, he is on softer tyres. I'm not sure who's on older tyres though. Scuderia Seb is on also 1 lap younger tyres, newer tyres than Simsy Danger. They're a lot fresher. DeLuca quite safe on the podium, although he has got Drop Beer catching up to him. Scuderia Seb though is catching up at a rate of knots to Simsy Danger. You can see him coming through Curva Grande now. If Scuderia Seb wins this race, he will be 1 point ahead of Simsy Danger, I believe, if my maths is correct. He might even be 2 points ahead. I'm not too sure anymore. But Fretti and Spaghetti Chips, they're catching up to each other. Spaghetti Chips could make an overtake into a Ascari chicane. Let's see what happens here. There's of course this corner named after the driver Ascari, who was in the sport quite a long time ago. Now into Parabolica. Spaghetti Chips looks down the inside of Fretti. It looks like he's got that position done and dusted, and I'm not sure where the DRS detection zone is, so I'm not sure who's going to have the DRS hit. Although that might be Spag. No, it looks like Fretti. Yeah, Fretti's got DRS, so he might be able to pull something back here. He's going to look to the outside. Spaghetti Chips trying to find a defensive inside line, and he's just kept that. Scooter Seb is catching up to Simsy Danger. So in the closing few laps of the Grand Prix, we could see some excellent battle ensuing between the top two. We'll just have to wait and see. Scooter Seb though, if he can just get within a second of Simsy Danger, although he's not going to have DRS this lap, if he can get within a second of Simsy Danger next up, he may be able to get that DRS and close down that gap as much as he possibly can. He's got his DRS up into mode 3, but Simsy Danger is on mode 4. I'm not sure if there's any toe coming off Simsy Danger from that distance. 1.5 seconds. So that gap is increasing as we go along that straight. Simsy Danger dropping it down to 0, his ERS, through the first chicane. Spaghetti Chips did get ahead of Fretty actually. Fortunately we missed that. Unfortunately, sorry, that sounded a bit like fortunately. But drop 8 on DeLuca. This is for the podium. So we're going to see a battle between these top few drivers. That's going to be really interesting. With just 7 laps to go. There was a bit of a lull in the action. But that is all over now. 3-second time penalty there for Fretty. So he should stay ahead of Short. Unless he gets any more. In which that will be interesting. But Scooter Seb is just outside of a second behind Simsy Danger. And he's going to lose even more time along this coming straight here. To the DRS detection zone. Unless he can keep it within a second. It's going to be close. He's got his ERS all the way up into mode 5. I'm not sure whether he got that DRS detection. Drop down DeLuca out of Ascari though. They're so close. The Force India and the Sauber Alfa Romeo battling very hard now. Of course, without the F1, with the F1 season now over, we can always look forward to F1 League Hub to keep us entertained over the next few months. But now onto the straight. Drop is definitely going to get this position. He's going to the outside. He's got ERS in mode 4. They both have ERS in mode 4, I think. Yes, they do. DeLuca drops it down to 2. DeLuca's going around the outside. He's going to have the inside for the second part of the chicane. And he's Dropye even has now taken that position. Although they go side by side into Curva Grande. And DeLuca getting a bit touchy there. But he has held onto that position for now. Let's see what Dropye can do now into through here into Lesmos, who might present quite a big danger to DeLuca. It just depends what lines they take. The Dirty Air's not going to help him at this distance, so they are so close. Although the top two, they are now battling so close. So we've got a battle for the podium and a battle for the win. That's something you always want to see. Now DRS, Slipstream, no ERS from Dropye for now. He's saving that up for the main straight now. They're so close. You can see all the vapor releasing from their engines. They've both got their ERS, 1 and 2, 1 in, no. DeLuca dropping down his ERS into Parabolica. Down the outside goes Dropye. He outbreaks DeLuca. They're side by side. Excellent batting. Although Dropye's nearly gone wide and he's going to lose time out there. But we're going to hop up to Scooter Seb because he is so close behind Simsy Danger now. Oh, I don't know which battle to look at. Here comes Dropye around the outside of DeLuca. Can he hold on to this position? Oh, they touch. But Dropye has taken that position. They're still side by side into Curva Grande though. Just keep an eye on the battle between Simsy Danger and Scooter Seb because that is so close as well, especially for the win. And for the championship actually. DeLuca really defending well against Dropye, although he doesn't want to compromise Dropye's race because DeLuca doesn't receive any points, and as I say that, they both go into the barrier. Oh no. Talk about a commentator's curse. And that is no front wing whatsoever there for Dropye, and he's going to have no downforce. But that is going to give Spaghetti Chips an opportunity to try and get onto the podium. Oh, that is... Oh, no. The commentator's curse. That was a... That was a big one, lads. We're going to go up to Scuderia Seb and Sims Danger. They're so close out the exit of Ascari there. Not even Ascari, the second chicane. Or no, the first chicane. Hello, Rumadinho. Hope you're having a fun time in Brazil. Excellent battle unfolding now between the top two, though. Oh, Simsy Danger clipping the gravel, and that's going to off-balance this car ever so slightly. Spaghetti Chips has just got open to the podium position. Sorry I missed that. But this battle here, we cannot afford to miss it. It's all gone downhill for Drop. He was battling for the podium, and now he's down all the way into 8th place. I don't think Drop is a reserve driver either. Joseph Burns with Spaghetti Chips, they'll be batting as well too. They're both ERS in overtake mode. Simsy Danger, he hasn't got the slipstream that Scuderia Seb has. Scuderia Seb's a couple miles an hour faster along the straight towards Parabolica. Scuderia Seb will have the DRS onto the main straight though. Can we see anything here? ERS activated. Slipstream. DRS activated. He's about nearly 10 miles an hour quicker here. Simsy Danger all over the track, and then contact between the top two. There goes Scuderia Seb down the inside for the championship lead. And on lap 25 of 27, there it is. You saw it here first. Although Simsy Danger is not going to give that up that easily. He's going to battle it back. And down the inside, out of Curva Grande, they're going to be side by side with nearly contact from the front wings there. And Scuderia Seb trying to keep it down the inside. Oh, and he nearly goes off there, nearly sideswipes Simsy Danger out of the race. Can the team in Maranello win their home Grand Prix today? Dropia and Fretti batting there. We're going to have to watch Simsy Danger and Scuderia Seb. It's just too important, unfortunately. Oh, I'm really excited now. Just 1.5 laps to go. Scuderia Seb going defensively to the inside for Ascari. They're going to go side by side. And there's contact. They touch again, but Scuderia Seb just holding on to that by a thimble. They're both almost out of ERS now. Simsy Danger trying to gain some up for the main straight. He's going to go for a much later apex here to try and maximise his exit speed. He's going to get his ERS all the way up into mode 5. Scuderia is on mode 4. What's going to happen here? These two battling with excellence. Luckily, no contact between them. We get the helicopter angle into turn 1. You can see just how close they are as they go side by side into turn 1. Scuderia Seb going later, and he's just held on to that. But can Simsy Danger get it on the exit? It doesn't look like it. Just 2 laps to go then here in Italy. Monza providing some excellent racing for the closing few laps. There goes down the inside of Curva Grande. Simsy Danger. They're going to be side by side yet again into the chicane. Keeping it nice and tidy. And Scuderia Seb and Simsy Danger just trying to avoid contact. Unfortunately, we lose the helicopter angle there. It was quite nice, actually, to have the helicopter angle. Now, what can Simsy Danger do here? I'm right on the edge of my seat. It's just so close. Oh, he's got so much more speed than Scuderia Seb. He's going to go down the outside into Parabolica. No, no. Just had a brain fart there, but they're so close. Scuderia Seb, he's all over the track. What can he manage here? They're so close. I just cannot stress that enough. Into Parabolica for the final lap. He gets the braking down. They're still side by side. Those softs probably past their point, so those mediums probably providing a bit more grip. Onto the final lap of the Grand Prix. What can we see here from Simsy Danger and Scuderia Seb? Scuderia Seb really getting on Simsy Danger into the first turn. He goes down the inside. They're side by side yet again. Into Curva Grande. This is the place where we may see the last overtake. Looks like Simsy Danger has got a better exit than... Oh, he touches the grass, but better exit than Scuderia Seb. Although into Curva Grande, Scuderia Seb is going to hold on to the position. He touches the grass again. So he's really pushing here. Just hope that no contact between these two drivers. Through the second chicane in towards the Lesmos turn complex. Looks like Scuderia Seb is really increasing that gap now. It's half a second. Through the second Lesmos towards the last DRS straights. But we'll see here into Ascari. This is the last opportunity to overtake. These two are so close. Down the inside, Sims Dangerous tries to take a peek, but he's not got that room there. Or the speed. Sims Danger, he's really lost out there on Scooter SM. On the exit of Ascari, he's almost out of fuel, he's almost out of DRS. Into Parabolica, really gaining time on Scooter SM, but I don't think it's going to be quite enough. And Scooter SM is going to win the Grand Prix here in Italy. What an excellent race. Simsy Danger celebrating, but Scooter SM takes the championship. Those two battling like madmen on the track for those final stages of the Grand Prix. Really enjoyed that. Spaghetti Chips just clinching himself a podium after the earlier altercation between DeLuca and Dropye. I'm sure that'll be one Dropye is not going to be very happy with. Spaghetti Chips quite happy with that. Oh, and he's crashed on the final turn. Onto the straight, he's crashed. But that could have ended a lot worse. Joseph Burns finishing there. DeLuca finishing ahead of Fretty. Now then Short to come across the line here. Dropye final turn through Parabolica. He was doing so well, he nearly had the podium position under his belt. He's going to come across, there's no celebration from him, he's not happy with that. And Hairy Blues in the Renault to round off the Italian Grand Prix here in Maranello. What a race that was. And I've literally fallen off my seat with excitement. Well then, let's look at the podium. Scooter Seb is the winner today. On the top step we have Spaghetti Chips on the lowest step, with Simsy Danger just clinching second. Says 2 points in the championship as we move on to the next round in the F1 League Hub Series A Championship. With 6 rounds to go. Big celebrations from the drivers. And this is the final finishing order. We lost 4 drivers, but those who finished were Scooter Seb, Simsy Danger, Spaghetti Chips, Joseph Burns, DeLuca, Fretty Short, Dropye, Hairy Blues. Only 9 finishers actually. Philip Holston, Wilsh, Crazy Crumpet, Prince Killer and Paul James did not finish. Prince Killer and Paul James both crashing out on the first lap of the Grand Prix. So let's see if we can invite those top 3 to the party then. And let's do some post-race interviews. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comment section and I can try and address them. I hope you enjoyed that Grand Prix, because I certainly did. Even with only 9 finishers. Hello, Spaghetti. So, that race went quite well for you, didn't it? With the crash between Dropye. Hello, Scooter.
Please tell me when my mic's working.
Yeah, your mic is working. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
But anyway, so I'm going to start with Spaghetti. Spaghetti didn't have a great start. I think there was a crash earlier on for you. But there was that crash between Dropye and the DeLuca, which meant you could get that podium position. Are you happy about that result?
To be perfectly honest, no. Because I knew with my pace I could have been fighting with Seb and Simsy. But then you have the thing that I was crashed by Dropye into turn 1, got a 5-second penalty for absolutely nothing. And yeah, my strategy was ruined because my tyres were completely shot. But except for that, yeah, podium, good.
And Scooter, that last few laps battle with Simsy Danger, that was really intense. And you've got a really big fan in the comment section right now of the stream.
Man, yeah. Oh, cheers, whoever that is. I think I know who it is. That race. I'm not gonna swear. I'll be PG. But that was crazy intense. The last 2 laps, I honestly didn't know who was gonna win. It was probably the best race I've had on like league racing ever. It was just so cool.
I think
To battle against such a good competitor as well, like that, it was really cool.
yeah, and that means you've got the championship by I think 2 points as we move on to
Yeah,
the next round.
it's close as hell. It's close as anything. I mean, I can't believe I won today, but there's still what 7 races left,
Yeah,
so
something
it's
like
going to
that.
be intense all the way through.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think Sims Danger has some mics, so he won't be able to join us. But is there anything
Oh, okay,
you have to say, guys?
just
Uh,
go on,
well
Spag,
done
you go
to
first.
yeah, well done, Seven Simsy. I literally just saw the names changing every 2 seconds. My strategy, I banked on it being a supers to softs, but sadly it was more supers to mediums. So that was a bit annoying for me. But except for that, well done. Obviously, we need some more people because there's only like 10 people.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
unfortunately.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, we need a few more people. Let's get a few more people in this league, and it will, because there's a lot of good drivers in here, and if you add a few more, fast drivers, then this league could be again. You could have battles like that with me and Simsy with about 4 or 5 of us, which would be even cooler. So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you just couldn't tell who was going to win that race actually through the final few laps.
yeah. I genuinely didn't know who was going to win either in the cockpit. I was, it was like everything was quiet on my part. I wasn't like shouting or screaming. I was just quiet, but in my head was just screaming, "Come on, get in the DRS!" And yeah,
Yeah. Alright then, I think I'm going to end the stream there. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and also share the channel. And I will see you next time. Good.